Peter, do you have any announcements, or could I just give people a UFunnel update?
No, just go. No, that's fine.
Okay.
ugearstore.com.
Yeah, let's sell some gear, man. Okay. I was shocked. I thought a lot of people had already seen the landing pages, but apparently a lot of people are not. So I just want to start at the very, very beginning. We have 3 landing pages for 3 different market segments: network marketers, people who like coaching, and people who are entrepreneurs that want to make an impact and change in the world. These are 3 different audiences. We have 3 completely different conversations you need to have with them, and they will respond differently. Now, let me give you a sneak peek of the new UFunnel system. It looks very familiar, as Peter. Can you see that? This is the design, the workaround design. And let me show you how it looks, okay? The basic idea is your dashboard is going to be right over here. You're going to have access to my account. You're going to have my products. And there'll be links to all of the products inside of the U marketplace in there. And they'll be fully integrated, as well as there's going to be how-to products and how to use the funnel, how to set up your MailChimp account, how to use Vimeo for effective video marketing. There's also going to be trainings on how to build an effective sales funnel, and then this brief training that I'm giving you right now on how to do a webinar. I just saw a webinar that was totally crushing it yesterday, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to get up to speed in how to give an effective webinar. So I'm going to share that as well. And so this is what the funnel looks like. People see this on their phone. They click yes, please. And the big challenge we have with funnels, think about this. People will engage with you for the first time on their phone. Then there's going to be that lag time. It could be up to 24 hours until they get back to their computer and they actually want to take action. That's what we're working on. And let me show you what's happening, because we've designed this in the right way. Our funnel puts the opportunity links deeper in the engagement cycle. We send a one-to-one email with your join link along with something personal. And your responsibility is to go to a 15-minute closing call with your prospects once they've already seen the sales video and have come to one of these webinars. So that's really what I'm focusing on. Now, there's 2 autoresponders. These messages will automatically be sent to your prospect by the company, and we've already gone through that. This one, if they take no action at all, it tells them, hey, sign up for a coaching call. If they sign up for a coaching call, it says, hey, take a look at the company video. And this thing is running automated, and we've had already 15,000 people go through it. Okay, this is the results. And if you have a similar result to this, please email me at support@ufunnel.net. She purchased 300 solo ad clicks, 141 leads. That's more than 50% engaged. 31 leads with name, email, and phone number, 22%, and 6 U-Crew, 4% engaged at the 3rd level. I believe these are awesome numbers. There's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This thing is awesome. We're only going to make it better. So yesterday we had a meeting and we talked about what a sales page contains, and we're going to be authoring a new sales page for You Economy with Peter that has a sort of like a countdown timer. What is this? Why join? Case studies, curriculum, and FAQs, something like this that basically is going to engage them, and that's going to be the sales process. Whenever you're doing any kind of sales, you want to follow a specific engagement sequence. Facebook fan page, Facebook ads, opt-in page, email sequence, sales offer, and retargeting. So I've been talking about S.M.A.R.T marketing, which stands for Successful Marketing Achieves Results Through Testing. And this particular segment is called S.M.A.R.T Webinars. Now take notes on this. I'm going to only spend 5 minutes on this, and I'm going to turn it back to Peter and John. Okay? Joe, you still there?
Yep, I'm here. I'm here.
I know you take notes, and I'm going to ask you to restate this. I'm going to go really quickly. This is the breakdown of how to do a webinar very effectively. You want to keep your welcome and your introductions to under like 5 minutes, but you don't want to have a call to action or any kind of a link on the screen. We found that people will leave or they'll click off your webinar. They just want to see you. They don't want to see any logos or anything. One of my mentors said that even if you put your logo on your screen, it lowers your engagement by as much as 10 to 20%. So when you're first getting started with your webinar, you just want to have a person talking. Now, once you have the link to the call to action, you want to put that on the screen and keep it on the screen during the entire webinar. Then this webinar that I'm modeling went behind the scenes for 20 minutes. And they basically said, hey, guess what? I'm going to show you stuff that no one else is showing you. I'm going to show you the back office behind the scenes. I'm going to show you this behind the scenes. Take a look. Here's what it looks like that you're going to receive once you join our business. Then they actually went, after the behind the scenes, they went to an enrollment form. And they actually said, hey, let's go through the form together. I think that was brilliant because it says, look, hey, let's go through the form together. Here's what it means. This is where you put your name. This is where you put your credit card. This is exactly what you do. Whatever your enrollment process is, you want to take them and you just show them that that's what it is. Then we go through the big question, is it for you? Is this for you? Well, yeah, it's for you. These are the brands we work with. And then you want to show any brands that you've worked with and any testimonials of people that have worked with. Remember, you always want to target people with a before and after state. They have a before they join and after they join mindset. A lot of people will join a company because the education they receive is going to be so valuable to them. And then you want to focus on the community. Once you are a member of us, you're going to get access to our Facebook group. We're going to have a Google Plus group. We're going to have a members area. And here's what the members area looks like. And then you show them that. Then you want to talk about coaching. And like you can say something like the guest yesterday was saying, I don't do one-on-one coaching anymore. However, you're going to get the same value as if you had a one-on-one session with me in our group, and my team will help you with that. Awesome. Then you want to give the guarantee, whatever the guarantee is of the company. And Peter, we can ask that question if there is a guarantee. Next, you want to go to bonuses, surprises, and gifts. Okay, this is really, really critical. You want to think about that. Before you start the webinar, you have to say, why do people want to join my team, my company, my project, and not someone else's? What bonuses could you give? And the bonuses should probably be 3 to 5 times more in perceived value than the price you're asking them in the webinar. Then you go back to the enrollment page and you show them, hey, let's go walk through this together again. You show the prices and then the options. This is important. You don't actually show the prices of the program until you're about 50% through the webinar. And I thought that was really clever how this guy did that. Restate the bonuses. There's a countdown timer. Guess what? Now we only have 20 minutes and 57 seconds left. We got a chat team standing by, and the chat support is going to be there in real time. And they can answer things like, is this for me? I'm in this business. Is that for me? Next thing, we want to go into questions. And you want to answer these live. And you want to curate these. You want to have some sort of a system where people ask questions, and then the moderator can selectively choose which question is going to produce the best sales result. Restate the bonuses a third time, 75% through the webinar. More questions, go to the URL, chat with my team, and end on time. This presenter who I saw yesterday took 60 minutes, and his entire thing was actually 57 minutes for the whole webinar. And I think he closed around 25% of the audience on purchasing a $2,000 offer. Now, these people are masters of the craft, and I just deconstructed for you that entire sales process. Here's a preview of the UFunnel 2.0 beta. This is the sequence we're going through. Step 4 is what we're working on right now. Creating your account with credit card validation, more on that later. These are the links. These are the 3 capture pages that are inside of your back office. You can log into UEconomy and get them. Replace admin with your username. You'd like to become a beta tester of the new UFunnel. Send email with the headline, Beta Access UFunnel. We already have lots of people who have done that. I'll be able to take questions after everyone else is presented. Thanks a lot, everyone. That's my presentation.
That was fast. And you know what I learned from that? If I can just, what I will just say is that we should leave it up to the professionals. You know, I know many of us are here and we're excited about what's going on and we just want to plug in and learn a few things. And this goes to show, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I often talk about the level of sophistication that goes into a sales funnel. When you look at what we have just covered, and I've got 2 pages of notes, it's brilliant. It is, but it's kind of like we should leave this to the grown-ups, to the professionals, right? What we've got to
Yeah,
do is just say
I
yes.
think I did that in under 10 minutes, didn't I?
Yeah, that was
5
really,
minutes?
really fast. And I know I'm familiar with that format, as a matter of fact. I truly am. And thank you for that, Victor. And we're looking forward to the end when you can come back out and share a little bit more basics. I know that you have been working on some couple things, like you just mentioned the fact that people can become a beta tester on the new funnel. I've already raised my hand. We began earlier in the week doing some very fundamental stuff. I think it was yesterday, you taught us how we integrate MailChimp into our economy back office. And I believe tomorrow at early in the day, I think at 1 p.m. Eastern, you're going to teach me and show me how to build a Facebook fan page. And then I've put my hand in the air. I'll take those 10,000 likes. I'll spend the money, whatever it's going to take to get there. So we got some fundamental training. I think what you just shared with us is really advanced, how to put together. Most people are still, they have to look in the manual that came with their computer to see where they turn it on, let alone some of this material. But this is awesome. And I think it also shows the level of sophistication and the brilliance and the experience that you bring to the table. But I'm all in on this. When I see what you're doing here, I see we talked the other day about an evergreen presentation webinar, so people can have access to it 24/7 with this kind of a process. 20% conversion is huge on a $2,000 product. That's my favorite part. But enough of this right now. We're already about 15 minutes into it. I know there are a lot of you right now that came to hear more about what we're doing here. What is economy? And to take us down that path, we've got John here. John, give us some a precursor, and then John, I know, is going to pass it over to Peter Wolfing, the founder of economy. Gentlemen.
Yes. All right. As a trainer, I used to say, everybody stand up out of their chairs and shake that off, because that's some serious information, what you just heard. And, you know, because you just heard it, the good news is that at least 80% of you will put a fork right in your eye if you have to do that stuff. And that's what I'm one of those guys. And what the greatest thing about, you know, that is that we're going to have done for you services that you can just go ahead and use. And a lot of it'll be done, Victor's been working with us on the funnels. You've seen those, they're working nice. So most of it you won't have to deal with. See, what I want you all know on this call, whether you're already on the team or you're coming on, is that we teach business ownership here. That right there, and I'm a big outsourcer. I mean, I believe in a lot of outsourcing. Okay, so I come from Silicon Valley, learned a lot from that experience, and became a manager of a $110 million division. Doing that, had 55 people working for me. And those things, I'm bringing all of that to play here. As the leaders get together and we're talking about how we're going to prepare ourselves for the massive growth that's coming, I'm thinking of that. Peter and I are scalability people. We think alike that way. We believe to prepare ourselves. What's great on the leadership meetings we've had, and I wanted to highlight that, is that you feel really good to be with these men and women who've already succeeded in this industry and other industries, and they're humble. Got a good humble group, caring group, and they want to share. They want to share their greatness, and that's no coincidence, because as all of you know, we have core values. We're going to see those on our website very shortly, and those core values say it all. So I want to talk about that business ownership piece. The real deal is to work less hours and make more money. Yes? Everybody on for that? Okay? That is possible with our business. A lot of people want to have the ease of life and reap the rewards. That's possible. Okay? They want to have a product that people can use and they're excited about and they're proud of. Definitely. You know, people are going to use this information and they're going to be able to apply it to every business they have. You know, I did some research recently, and when people are active in businesses and they're business owners, they on average, they own 2 businesses. Sometimes it's with their spouse, but they own more than one business. And so what's great about all our materials is we can use it in both businesses. All the principles, in fact, that you know, Victor is a member of the faculty, and some of the other people on this, I can see on this call right now, are members of the faculty, and they're there for you to help you with your other business as well as this business. One of the things that's really confusing, besides all the stuff that Victor just talked about, is the fact that we don't know really where the good information is, do we? We're not sure. We know that Google pretty much is a hired gun. You can pay them and you'll get on page 1. And if you do certain things that are free, you can still get on page 1, but not so easily. Most of the people on page 1 are paying for it. So is that really the best information? I don't think so. That's whoever paid the most. Sometimes they get the best out there. What's the best information is what I found is intranet. Write that down. If you know what an internet is, the opposite of that is an intranet. So we're going to help all of you have the best intranet for digital information, bar none. We also have a product called Marketplace that I think Peter will get into. He and I are super thrilled about that. I hope you give the example that you just came across, Peter, later on. But, Marketplace, hot stuff. I mean, there's people in today's leader call, and they were saying what I know to be true. That's going to dwarf the business we have in our academy business. You don't know what these are. Some of you are just here for the first time. These are the broad areas that are 3 income sources for us that Peter will go over. 3 income sources, and all 3 of them are viable on their own right, but we have them all in the same business. That's that. When Peter puts it together. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, John. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So when Peter put the idea of this 3 together, and then he and I were talking about a lot of these back office things, I was really thrilled about it. I'm a benchmark guy. That's how that's one of the things I do to run business. And if you go out and you see the people that are doing Kajabi and Udemy, you're going to see similar to what we will offer with Marketplace. And I don't know that it will be better than them. There's plenty of market out there for more videos. My gosh, I mean, that's become the whole world. Look at YouTube, the number 2 property on the internet, owned by Google, but it's a property separate. We're going to have a wonderful offer there, and everybody, just think about it. You could do a $25 video, market it, and 20,000 people come to it this month. What's the math on that? I should do an easier math thing there, but it's a lot of money. You can have a chance to really make a lot of money, and Peter will go into the marketplace, I'm sure. What's really important is that if you're here for the first time, that you want to be positioned with a company that's going to serve you as a business owner. You should be a little selfish that way. Put the mask on yourself and then help others around you in the plane. You can't do it with a bad business. Peter's been doing this for 19 years. This month, Peter, August, coming up. And, that's an amazing amount of time. And I've been involved with the internet for over, 24 years. For Peter and I, we've seen a lot. Peter's run the actual businesses that we are using here, though. So I want you to really just realize that when you're looking at this and evaluating our business, you go, wow, that's amazing. Like I'm looking at this place right now. It's called Dickey's Barbecue Pit because that's where it was nearby a board meeting I was in a little while ago. Since 1941, Peter, they've been doing pork ribs, barbecue pit, and that I was just thinking of that, Peter. I mean, 19 years it's like dog years in the way. It's really like about 150 years of experience, and Peter has gone through all of that. There's a lot to say about why we're going to be so well suited as business owners to do well. I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about some of the done-for-you services and the faculty. But Peter, thank you for your experience because, your steady hand will help us when we come across things that we don't even know we're going to see.
Mhm.
But we can handle the growth. The company can grow into your background. So thanks for doing everything you have done.
Yeah, John, let me just make sure. Okay, the audio's here. Good. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. And what I want to do, guys, for you guys here today is kind of go over everything, kind of give you the 30,000 square foot, view here of what we're doing here, and kind of morph that into the 30,000 foot view. Okay, so we have a big plan here for us wise. Okay, we have multiple different income streams for you. Of course, you know about the U Crew, which is the $49.95, and I'll explain what our plan is for that. We also have the marketplace, which I'm going to give you a little bit of a quick sample of that to show you the potential that the marketplace has once that's up and running fully. And of course, the academy, which is really my favorite because I get to really kind of be in my wheelhouse, which is to give you training, and that's kind of what I love to do. So for those here that are here for the first time, U Economy is really an educational platform that we want to be able to insulate you from the outside world as far as financially, give you peace of mind that you can be dropped anywhere and be able to make an income. Now, if I was dropped anywhere, whether it's Bangladesh or in Omaha, I can make money because I know I have the skills necessary to be able to do that. And we want to be able to get you self-sufficient through the U Academy, through the marketplace, through the U Crew, all these coming together with the faculty and everything, so that this way you in turn can be self-sufficient, and thus you have an element of freedom, I guess is the best word to say it, where you become unemployable, and it doesn't matter what the government does. It doesn't matter what the president does or the other, or somebody over in France, or if a butterfly over in China sneezes, you're going to be able to be self-sufficient. And so if you are new to this internet game here that we have, don't sweat it, okay? One step at a time, and be able to understand that it's a process. It's a process. I didn't know all that I know now when I first got started, but I want to be able to shave down the 27 years that I've been in the industry, 19 years with our company, down to give you almost the cliff notes, if you will. If you cliff notes in college books, those condensed ones, all the pertinent information. We're going to condense all that down, so this way it could be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, all depending on your work ethic and how fast you can absorb everything, because there's a lot of information. So we're going to give you the step-by-step plan, the blueprint, and give you baby steps, little bite-sized pieces, so this way you can kind of get immersed in this and become aware of what's possible. So we started off really with our first product that's coming out now. It's in the 4th session starting on next week, which is the U Mentor series, which is part of the U Academy. The Academy is where we teach you what we know, basically, to kind of school you. So the marketplace is where you're going to teach your stuff out there, but the Academy is great. We're going to teach you. So the mentorship program is what we do on Mondays. Okay, 2 o'clock on Mondays, and we've been going over some great, very generic, but very, very powerful topics. Your perfect comfort zone, looking at perspective, and looking at perception that we talked about last week, about how people perceive different things, and so that this way you can become bulletproof. I call it in the business having the skin of a rhinoceros. So when people tell you things, when people say, what makes you think you can do an online business? Don't you remember when you did this other business before you failed? All these different types of things, they just bounce right off of you because you're bulletproof. You have so many references for success, and you understand how the energy flows, how success flows, and you're tuned into what's going on out there. And through these sessions that we have, we're giving you all of these different things that you need to know. All right, so make sure you're there for the next one coming up on Monday at 2 o'clock. So the other things we have is the digital part, which is U Digital. Let me give you my screen here. Let's see, where are we here? There we go. Okay, and on the U Digital, what we're doing is we have the product already done. Okay, the digital it's called Digital Millionaire, and this is a product that we actually give you that is ready to go, ready to customize for yourself. And we're going to not only give you this whole product, but we're also going to explain to you what resale rights product is, what affiliate programs are, what master resale rights are, what private label rights products are. And we're going to give you this fully functional product called Digital Millionaire. And we're going to give you the audio book for it that we built. We're going to give you also the Microsoft Word file that we put together. We're going to be giving you Photoshop files, PowerPoint files, these different things. And we're not only going to just say, here, go for it. We're going to show you how to manipulate and change this information to make it your own, okay? So if you see my screen here, this is actually the first one, okay? And we go into an earnings disclaimer. And when you listen to the audio, it goes word for word. What's over here, because we gave it to a voice talent to be able to go through this. If you want to re-record your own, we'll tell you how to do that as well too. But this is ready to go. And what you do is you can go right down here to the bottom, and you can, as you can see on here, it's massive. And there's multiple weeks here for this. This is 20 pages, okay? This is about 1 hour's worth of content in audio. And you can put yourself as the author on the bottom, okay? So you can change whatever you want. You don't like some words, context, you can change it. There you go. See me changing it? Okay? So you can change it any way you want. So it's very, very powerful, not only that when we give you this information, but also how you know how to change it, and you're becoming aware of a world that exists out there. I've taken products out there that I've created myself. I've taken products that I've seen from other people and that I bought the rights for, and I've tweaked a little bit. And I've taken everything in between, and I've taken multiple products and meshed them into different products and done fantastically well. So I'm going to teach you these techniques to do it. Again, U Academy, teaching you how to fish. Okay. Now the next thing is the branding section, which is the $6,000 product. And the branding is we're going to teach you how to brand yourself on the internet, also brand yourself offline. I call it your mojo. And we have that product as well done. And one of the aspects of that product is authorship, to being able to teach yourself how to become an author. Now you can very well take this product over here, which is a digital product, and make a book out of it if you want. We're also going to have a book inside the branding section, which you're going to be able to put yourself as the author and that type of thing. Same type of thing, but it's ready to go. You can do an author on it and everything if you want. We'll show you how to do that, whether you want a PDF, whether you want a physical product, all these different things we're going to go over. And I have a 30-day PowerPoint that every single day you're going to watch a video for 3 to 5 minutes, and we're going to keep you on task on how to write your own book. So if you don't want to use the one that's already out there, we're going to teach you how to write your own book, about 80 to 100 pages. So this way, every single day, we're going to keep you on task. Make sure you write this. Make sure you do that. Today's review day. Today's this. We give you the weekend to catch up if you fall behind. These different things for 30 days, we're going to give you that to be able to write your own book at the end and decide if you want to publish it using one of the different methods that we'll go over. So, so that's the branding. Outstanding stuff. Then we're going up into the networking part, which is all about network marketing, offline, online, about networking in traditional spaces. This is the $12,000 product. And guys, I know probably I forgot more things about network marketing than most people even know, okay? But we're going to do this again in all bite-sized pieces, so this way you can be able to absorb this and use it in a step-by-step fashion. Then we go into ULive, which is a $25,000 product. We do live events, domestic and international. You come in, we're going to have speakers and give you all this high-level stuff that you're going to be able to learn. And then we have the master level, which we tie everything together. That's $50,000, where we teach you actually the business part of running a business. And possibly if you want to start your own program, we'll give you nuggets in that area as well too. So that's the Academy in a nutshell, very quickly. But also, I want to touch on the marketplace. And I'll show you one other product here, at least a sample of the product. Let me see where my screen would be here. There we go. Okay, right here. Now, I was so inspired when I saw a product, I bought it. I had to buy it, okay? And it was a gentleman, and I'm going to play it 1 second. It was a gentleman, looks like he's from India, I guess, maybe he's United States from India, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's very raw, very basic, not polished, and he would do between 20 and 40 short 2-minute to 7-minute videos in that realm, usually about 5 minutes, on different aspects of a specific topic. And he would put them all together and create a course on products that are out there, like this one he had on there was called Udemy. And it's a teaching platform like we have with Marketplace. And do you know how much money that he made? This product he had here was $60. It's just an educational course, exactly what we're going to do with the Marketplace. You know how much money he made? with these courses? $160,000. So when we say we have 3 income streams, we have 4 income streams because you're going to be able to sell these products and you're going to be able to keep the profit. You just slap in your PayPal account and you're going to be able to do that. We also have someone, her name is Andrea. She might be on here as well. She's taking training information that she has from other programs that we happen to run as well. And you can do this for whatever program you're running, put it into the marketplace, and it looks like a valuable product. She puts a price tag to it. And then she says, listen, I'm selling this for $100, but I'm going to give it to you for free. Here's a coupon code. And you can generate the coupon code in the marketplace. So when your person goes over to there to see your course, they can see it's $100. They put in the code and they can get access to it for free. So this way you're giving real world perceptible value to the person, and she's using it in that way. So now this is one video here that he has, and you can see how simple these videos are. And then when I saw this, I'm like, I could do that, you know, and just look at it as well too. You know, I'm advanced and things like that. I get that, but when you see a video like this, you tell me that you can't do this. I mean, this is really not rocket science what he's putting together. All you have to do is know a little bit more than somebody else, and you're the guru out there. You watch some YouTube videos, you focus in on learning one topic for a week, you're going to be able to put together a course like this. Very, very simple, and then put it into the marketplace, and there you go. Okay. So let me just open this up here and press play.
Acoustics. And for me, in setting up my studio, audio and lights have been one of the biggest challenges, as with most studios. But for me personally, audio was the most difficult. And this is because I have a very small room.
$160,000, guys.
That is full of hard walls that bounce off audio, and as a result, I got too much of echo. You see, I did not know any of this stuff. So when I decided to partition off an area in our office that we don't use much and turn it into a studio, I assumed that once the partitions were up and once the echo.
And skip forward.
Yeah, Peter, I think that's really important. This guy is real, right?
He's real.
He learned something, he did it, and then he's teaching it. And he made the money because it's authentic. He actually did the work, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's exactly right, Victor. He did the work, and he just studied on the subject. This was about setting up a home video system with a green background and the lights and so on. He taught everybody how to do that through, I don't know, 30 videos of short. This is about 6 or 7 minutes. They're not long, 3 to 6 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that. And you see he's not dressed up in his suit. He's talking regular. And if you think you can't speak right, the guy has an accent, you know, nothing special, but he knows more than somebody else. And this, with 4 other different courses he had, he made $160,000, sold well over 2,000 of these courses. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, so guys, you can do this as well too with our system, which is one revenue stream that we have. So U Academy and U Marketplace and U Economy, we want to be known not as the income biz op out there. We want to be known as a secondary educational platform where you can come in and you have everything under one roof that you can be able to educate people or get educated yourself. And we're setting up that whole platform for you. But oh yeah, by the way, you can make a lot of money. You know, so if you want to do that, you could, you can do that as well too by introducing people as well. So we pay you very handsomely to do that. But first and foremost is we're an educational company. Okay, we're going to be able to inspire and educate people around the world. Education is priceless. Digital spans borders around the world. You can start from your kitchen table and have an income stream from around the world with what we offer and what we have set up. And it's coming up in about 2 months, guys. In about 2 months, my parent company, my company, will hit 19 years old August 9th. So I'm pretty proud of that. 19 years old. U Economy is a separate company that we set up because we know this is going to be so big and it's going to eclipse everything that we did before, that we wanted to make it a separate company, but really it's part of our 19-year-old company if you look at it that way. So guys, we have an establishment here. We know what we're doing. There's always going to be bumps in the road. That just goes without saying. But what's going on right now with what we're doing here is that normally you don't see all these different things happening right now. All the things Victor's talking about, John talks about, that I talk about, that Joe talks about from May, June, and July, and even part of August, normally you wouldn't even see. So you have the privilege of seeing a company take shape right in front of your eyes. and the good, bad, ugly, and the warts. I mean, you're going to see it all as you do this. And actually, this stuff here, what I should probably do is tape all of this and put it in the $50,000 level, because that's what it's worth, because nobody ever sees this stuff. Okay, so this is actually online training that should be in the $50,000 level the more I think about it. But you're seeing it firsthand of what's happening. You're seeing it on the webinars, you're seeing it on the conference calls, and you're seeing everything take shape. And by the time we hit the 18th of September, you're going to say, wow, I was part of something special. And I remember when, you know, and you're going to say, wow, you're part of a special group of founders that were part of this early stage of what we're doing here. So let me turn it back over to John, and he's going to take it from here, guys.
Okay, well, let's notice that I don't have a hat, so I'm sorry about that. I was looking for one, don't have it. I don't usually wear hats. Don't have, you know, it's not my style, I guess. But we got it. You got all U economy hats on. I see that.
Yeah. I need to get one too. Yeah, I think we all need. That's a mandatory thing. We need U economy hats. You know, we can maybe have a funnel. It looks like a funnel. It looks like a little cone head kind of thing. You know. I'm just playing with you.
That would definitely not make my list of hats. But everybody, you know, you're hearing a lot of wonderful information, but most of all, go back to what I said, please. That I know that if you're here for the first time, you're searching. There's not a coincidence you're here right now. You have an opportunity to consider a business. You've seen some videos already. You've heard some other details. Maybe you read some things. You talked with somebody. It's not a coincidence at all. You're somebody that would fit in more than likely if you're at this point in the process. We've got everything you'd want. We really do. And I personally, I look around, I study businesses. I enjoy business models. You know, when Uber came out, I went, of course, they're just gonna use the leverage of the internet, and they're gonna help bring more value throughout the world, and they have. But how different are we than that? See, we really are the Uber of network marketing, of direct sales, of digital franchising, whatever terms you want to put with it. We are that because of how Peter uses the information and repurposes it sometimes. He repurposes his knowledge for sure. The system, I mean, he's got 3 terabytes?
Yeah, 3, yeah.
3 terabytes, Peter, of information that he could easily, you know, even enhance beyond what we already have in the back office, everybody. See, when I think of the rise and fall of civilizations, and I love history too, so I'm checking out, well, what kind of businesses were back then? Well, back then they needed information too. They needed to know how to you know, grow crops so that they could have a place to build the pyramids or build whatever they're going to do. And information has always been king, and the kings used it. Well, the problem, what I was saying earlier, is that the information is all over the place. It's disparate. You know, no one knows how to find it, what to do with it. And we have content that helps, you know, people do well in this business here, as well as other businesses. We have that ability to be the place you do all of your business if you want it, because we have 3 income streams. I think that's one of the most important things about what you can look at in this business, because a lot of people go and they end up getting involved with 3 different businesses, and you're spread in every different direction. Well, if you're in this one community with Peter and all of us, you have a chance to really leverage what you're doing in another part of the business. Leverage is a key word. All the businesses that, you know, like the Good to Great. Anybody who read that book from a decade ago, 2 decades ago, I still love it. Tim Collins talked about what makes a company great. Well, we're putting all those things in place. One of the good things about Peter and I having a little bit of gray hair is, and everybody else that's involved, a lot of people have experience, we aren't making the same mistakes again. We've been here. We know what it takes. We can take it from here, and we can adapt. See, because things are going to come along. We're going to need to look. We're going to buy companies. I predict we'll buy companies because we'll want to add more feature in. I predict that we will be the hub for everybody's economy working from home. Think about that. The trends are more and more people are going home, not just because of baby boomers, but because of the fact that people want more freedom. There's a movement right now to have more freedom. I want it. How am I going to get it? And Peter talked about that, you know. So if you really look at all this, and I encourage you to do that, talk to the person that you talk to already, or that you're going to talk to in this business. There's somebody that's reached out to you. Ask them what's good for them. But most of all, make sure your criteria is fit. And here's the thing that I find with most people that are looking at a business with us. They don't know what the criteria should be. Like, Victor expands minds. I mean, most of us don't always follow along, but we feel expanded in some way because there's so much that's possible on the internet. This is an amazing world. Uber's come out. I've watched a software as a service grow. Salesforce.com started when I was back in Silicon Valley, and I was watching them as well as other application and service providers that could use the internet and not have to have their own data centers even. They were able to get by with less costs. Okay, all of you can truly do something now that there was no chance of doing that before the internet came out. We are powerful beyond measure as home-based business people. But
John, if I could jump in, let me share something with you that I found out today.
Sure.
And it has to do with technology. Okay, the place that we're sitting in right now in technology. Did you know that it was on this day in history in 1969 that a man walked on the moon for the very first time? It was on this day in history that a guy walked on the moon. And so I did some research about that this morning, and they said, pardon me?
That was today?
Yeah, that was 1969, July 20th in 1969, a guy walked on the moon. But here's my point, right? You're talking about living in a technology-based world. I did the research, and they said today, this device, an iPhone 6, if you were to compare the technology that they had in 1969 when they put a man on the moon, this would be like an F-18. Is that like the premier fighter jet? This would be like an F-18, and the technology they had back then was like the Kitty Hawk, like a paper airplane. Mm-hmm. And to think about the ingenuity that was in play there, right? That they were able to put a man on the moon. That's a whole mind-blowing experience for me. I've been sitting and thinking about it today. Okay. But I really want.
You were going to tell us that Peter's going to go on the moon tomorrow or something.
No, but I'm thinking. I want you're talking about where we live right now, the technology aspect of what we're doing, and I want people to understand that we are harnessing all of that technology right now. I know, John, you're sitting in front of a rib joint somewhere. I'm sitting in my home in Scottsdale, Arizona. Peter is usually traipsing around somewhere in Lower Manhattan or at the Museum of Modern Art. Victor, not sure what planet he's from. But I really dig the fact that we have this technology.
Galaxy. I came from Andromeda.
Yes, we have this, but with the technology we have, we can really do something different. Today I was watching the video. For those of you who are watching today for the very first time, maybe you're coming to find out more about our business program. I want you to know the most important aspect of U Economy, from my vantage point, is the community. You've got real people sharing real experience. We got guys with decades of experience bringing it and opening up the playbook. So for those of you who are watching today for the very first time, understand that we are harnessing a new way of doing business. Today, I took the time once again to watch the video. For those of you, again, when was the last time that you watched the video that's in the sales funnel? If you watch the video in the sales funnel, the voiceover guy, he talks about, I have it right here, he talks about industry disruption, and you talked about Uber, John. Industry disruption seems to be like a big thing. What did they do with Uber? They came out with the idea of ride sharing, and it disrupted a business model that had been around since, I think, 1918, taxis, right? Uber just threw that thing up. Or you talk about Airbnb. Major hotels are trying to figure out what are they going to do, because Airbnb is really putting some pressure on their way of doing business.
I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to get on the Airbnb system.
Well, what's happening here? Okay, what is the concept of an inventory disruptor? It says reimagining an industry and reshaping it to what technology and what the customers really desire. And so if you're watching this for the very first time, understand that's what we're doing here. That's what U Economy is all about. Disrupting the way that traditional business, especially in the internet marketing world, has been taking place. Like, for example, if you got started in any internet marketing solution, let's say for example this, and I'm not promoting anything, essential oils. Okay, I love essential oils. I've got them going in my house. I'm always, if you were to get started for real in an essential oil program, you would buy inventory, and it would take you months. It would take you months. You'd have to have people coming into your house. You'd be rubbing, oil on their baby's feet. It could take you weeks, even months, to even break even, let alone make $1. And the compensation plan we're utilizing here right now, you can get started. Let's say that you're going to play big. Let's say $6,000 to get into the U brand level. You make that commitment to your business and you go out and share it with the world. The first sale you make, the first one, you're flush. The first one pays you, regardless of the product that we're bringing to the table. I think that's really, really exciting. And I think it's a point that we really have to hammer that point home. Where else?
We do, Joe. And not only that, Joe, but just to be sure, a couple of things that I wanted to be sure that we're out for everybody is that you have the ability to get the first sale. That is the compensation plan. But you also have, there's a payment plan process we have. There's financing we have. So, here's the thing. We always start with the dream. The people that are going to talk to you are going to ask you what you want to do. And then we know. We're not worried. None of us that are business owners are worried that we can't fulfill that. As long as we're not doing the moon like Joe's talking about, but we can do anything in the home-based business world and then some. So I want you to know that there is no reason you can't have your dream fulfilled. I also want you to know that I'm looking for faculty members, everybody. I'm constantly looking for faculty members, and Joe is the assistant dean now. That's awesome, Joe. Congratulations. And I'm glad you're doing that. You're going to be great. You love knowledge. You love helping people learn. And plus, then I can take a break and go to the lake for a while, and you can do some of the deanery. But,
or you can go finish your ribs. You can go finish the ribs in the rib joint you're sitting in front of, right?
I mean, they're going to close here pretty soon.
But I came from the south side of Chicago. I very rarely would I venture into a rib joint. I was once actually robbed at a rib joint, but that's a story for another day. We're running up. We only got about 10 more times here. I just wanted to just quickly, say a couple things, John, if I may. And this is for the benefit. I know that we've got a lot of new people who are coming here today for the first time. We're encouraging people to take a look, right? We are out of the pre-launch phase almost. We're actually open for business now, way more than we were a couple, 3 months ago. So for the benefit of the people who are watching for the first time, I'm looking right now, and there are people who have never heard this stuff before. And I just want to make clear that we are open and we are ready. Yes, John, we're looking for faculty members. We still have some things we're working on, but we're ready and we're rolling. I urge everyone to take action now and start using these funnels. As a matter of fact, if you'd like to get another taste of what really goes on here behind the scenes, tomorrow we're going to be doing a special Zoom hangout. It takes place at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can go there and you can register for that at digitalwheaties.com. Okay, now let's say you're a guest. You're trying to figure this out. Come to digitalwheaties.com tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and Victor is going to take us a little bit more down the path of how these technology things really work and how these sales funnels truly work. It's a great way for you to understand and get a flavor for, like you talked about at the very beginning, Victor, about what really is going on in the background. Peter mentioned the fact that most of us have never seen this. Most of us have never been involved in a program this early, right? I mean, a lot of stuff is taking place. There's meetings taking place every single day. I saw somebody in here said, why is that button gone? Where's that button that was on the dashboard? Well, it's still there. It's behind the scenes. It's been removed because so many things are taking place and so many enhancements are coming on board. So for the benefit of everybody who's never heard of us before, and you're coming here for the first time, the time is now, man. The time is now. I'm sorry, John. I just, I think it was the rib talk, and then again, I was, the ribs and then the essential oils get me really going.
Yeah, you want those ribs with a side of deep dish, right?
Hey, Joe, I wanted to share a little factoid since you brought up the moon landing. Because it started me thinking about these phones. Can I share this little taste?
Yeah, you can. Let me just say one more thing, and then we can go into all kinds of around the campfire stories here. But everybody, just know that the fun you see we're having here is genuine. We laugh a lot. because we know how great we have it, and we feel the freedom. We don't just talk about it. Our core values are real. The companies that I've been around that have done the best throughout Silicon Valley, especially, I was watching a lot of them. I worked for some of them. We had core values. We knew what we were about, and our customers knew that. Our affiliates in this case, in that case, our employees knew that, and we thrived because integrity and honesty and love and caring about people and providing quality, these things matter, and we're all about it. I hope you'll get with the person that invited you, and now we're going to go to the campfire. And Victor, go ahead with the first campfire story.
Well, it's actually not so much of a campfire story as an unfortunate fact that we all have to face about the world. How many of you guys out there have seen the TV show Mad Men? Okay. Yeah. Do you know that the origins of modern advertising actually came from Freud? It was actually Freud's daughter, and there's a whole story. If you actually go to Google, I highly recommend to go to Google and YouTube and look up a video program called The Century of the Self from BBC. It will teach you more about the evolution of the advertising and psychology world than anything else you've found, as to why we as a species now have the attention less than a goldfish. Now, here's the scary part. This article is from 2015, which means it's now even less than 8 seconds. The last study was done by Microsoft saying our attention span is 8 seconds. During the era of Mad Men, we had the 30-second television commercial. Do you know that television commercials are now designed specifically for you to get the message as you're fast forwarding on your DVR? Bet you didn't know that. It was 12 seconds in 2000. It's dropped 4 seconds since 2000, and the study was in 2015. This is the problem, my friends. A lot of people say, well, why don't you do blah, 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 create this website, create this website, create this website. Guys, I have had a web development business since 1997. I've been building websites, and I'm going to tell you, websites don't work anymore. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but no one cares. People want Facebook. Where do they watch Facebook? They watch it when they're at the bar after 10 p.m. What are they going to do? They're going to opt into your funnel. They're going to get a thing, and they're going to want to look at your computer. They have no attention span. You've got to engage them. We've been here for an hour, but we got something that got your attention within the first few minutes. The art form that you're going to learn from hanging out with us here is the reality of the state of the union of the whole internet. Our current president generated a massive media campaign through micro tweets and is still doing so to this day. What's really interesting is how the response of the world at large is with this diminishing attention that we have. The key and secret to making money, as Peter was illustrating that Indian fellow, I could actually drop into an Indian accent as well, and it'd be quite funny. But the whole focus is he did something real. 3 things: learn, do, and then teach. But don't miss that do step. Like, I think it was, when was it, Joe? We did a training where we went after hours, okay? And in 10 minutes, I set up your MailChimp account. And your response was, wow, Victor, I'm going to take what you taught me and make a 3-minute video in my words and share that with my team. That's what people want. People want you to take this information and make it your own. That's why everything I'm going to be teaching you tomorrow morning is going to be all about how do we take this massive noise of information and focus it down like a laser beam so that your prospects and your friends and your family all of a sudden kind of get what it is that you're up to. That's really the key. Joe, back to you. You're muted.
See, I when it comes to technology, I had to look in the manual, my Zoom manual, to see where is the mute button. But one thing I'm just kidding. One thing I want to say, Victor, and I want everybody to understand that what we're doing here in U Economy is we've got a guy here with all of this experience. He's been building. He just said websites don't matter anymore. And isn't it nice to know that there's someone involved at the highest levels that is creating our marketing platforms and are, involved in all of the communication of the message, knows that stuff? That's the beautiful thing about U
It's
Economy
really
is
tough
that
to be in the web business trying to sell a website when in the back of your mind, you know what? If you took the
I can
same
imagine.
$1,000 and you put it toward advertising and joining an opportunity like U Economy, you would actually see a return on your investment instead of spending that $10,000 on your website. But
And yes, and then you got Peter who has this 19 years of experience as a trainer, as a teacher, as a builder of businesses,
yeah,
who's willing to bring that to the world, right? He's willing. This is the cool thing about what we're doing here in U Economy. So I have to ask the viewer, if you're checking us out for the very first time, wouldn't you like to be a part of a team that has a guy at the front of the technology side and the communication side and the guy who's actually driving the message on the internet? Wouldn't you like to be on a team with a guy who really knows what he's doing, who understands that he only has 4 seconds to catch your attention? Wouldn't you like to be part of a team that has a guy like Peter Wolfing, who's already enrolled over 2 million people in businesses? Do you think he knows what he's doing? He's paid out over 400 million in commissions. Okay, you think and the check's clear? Would you like to be mentored by that guy? Would you like to be on that team? That's what we're talking about here. 2 million. How many people? What do they say in network marketing? The average person signs up 2.5 people. I'm not even sure who the half person is. I think they're on Game of Thrones. That little guy. That's the half a guy on the Game of Thrones.
They're from Andromeda.
But if most people are only, let's say that most human beings, and this is probably true, are capable of enrolling 3 people. Well, did you know that here in U Economy, if you enroll 3 people, you've doubled your money? You've doubled your income if you enroll 3 people. And if you teach everyone to do that same thing, this is like a gusher. Okay, this is like hitting an oil well. But when you consider, that Peter's already enrolled 2 million people in his various programs, and he does it by leadership, right? Peter hasn't single-handedly enrolled 2 million people. No, but he's been on the front and beating a drum and leading the way with truth and integrity, and people around the world have seen it. So this is the question I have for you. Would you like to be a part of that team? Huh? Duh. Especially now at the very beginning, right? When we're just getting started, we're still in pre-launch. U Economy is going to be a worldwide thing. Join us now or join us later. That's what I'm thinking. If you're a direct seller, and I also want to speak to that baby boomer. John talked about gray hair. I come by this honestly. I'm truly a baby boomer. I remember the day they walked on the moon. I can remember going and sitting on my dad's front porch and looking at the moon and going, there's people up there. But for the baby boomers, this is a real opportunity for you to have another crack at the title. That baby boomer generation, by and large, they came through a life where there was white picket fences and everybody can have 2 cars and kids went to college and your father worked and there was enough money to live. And then something happened. And now we're in the middle of something else. I firmly know that for that, there's a generation of people who have resources, they're open to learning something, and this is going to be revolutionary for that group. And we together can be the leaders of that movement. That's what pre-launch is about. This is the real opportunity that we have here, for real. Peter, I'm going to pass it over to you. We got 1 more minute, and then I'll close it up.
Okay. All right, I'll do that, guys. Since you're talking about Neil Armstrong, let me throw one other nugget in there. And we all know when he got onto the moon, he said the famous saying that he had. But what also happened was that there was this screen of him going on the moon, but also all those people in the control room smoking their cigarettes and looking and seeing what happened. They're never going to get on the moon. And Neil Armstrong was the person that got on the moon. And after he said those famous words, he said, just like drill. And what do you mean by just like drill means he had already been on the moon 1,000 times before he even got there. So he was prepared to do that. I have already been where U Economy is going to go already. I know what it's going to be like. I prepared for it. Trust me when I tell you we're going to get to the promised land and we're going to take as many people as want to come. because we have that 19-year track record. I've been in the business 27 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 57 years. As far as I've been alive, I live it, breathe it, I sleep it, and I can taste where this is going. I know Victor can as well too, Joe, John, everybody here that's on this panel as well too. We've been on the moon already. We've done the drill. We already know the process, so trust us in the process that's happening. We are going to be there, and I know many of you on here on this this panel that are watching here as well are already in that mindset as well. If you're here for the first time or you're just thinking about it, get back to the person that introduced you. Watch this again, and you can see the conviction that we have here as well too. So with that, I'm going to close out the webinar. And if someone was asking about a replay for this is going to be posted on the Facebook group, which is on, if you go search Facebook for U Economy Company and ask to get involved with that, we'll just mark you as approved, and you'll see all the posts, and you get all sorts of juicy information and what's happening with the program. So with that, Joe, just close us out, and we'll end the webinar tonight.
Thank you very much. I want a quick reminder, everybody, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, U Radio Live. We talk about stuff. We talk about what's going on. We hear from Peter. And on Friday, if you would like to get more information, you want to learn a little bit more about how we do this stuff, it's at digitalwheaties.com. It's going to be a Zoom hangout just like this, digitalwheaties.com. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. John, Victor, Peter, thank you so much for your vision and sharing it with us. And we will see you guys on the next